Well, when you decide you want to play hockey for one single period in a game where you needed to play 3 periods to win, this is what happens. Of course, everyone's going to talk about the goaltending tonight, which makes sense because the Oilers only gave up 6 shots in the third period, but 2 of them ended up in the net. Stuart Skinner with an .857 save percentage, which has been his story all season long. It's the same horse that we've beaten to death over and over and over. Over and over. I'm tired of talking about it because it's the same thing over and over. And for the Edmonton Oilers, for the first 40 minutes tonight, they were completely lifeless. Lifeless. They were lucky to be tied heading to the third period. And Stuart Skinner, up until the third, had made some pretty big saves for the team to keep them in it. And then when it matters most, the Oilers only give up 6 shots in the third. They produced 19 shots on Jake Allen. They're only able to score 1. Their opponent scores twice. The Oilers lose 3-2. Another 3-2 game. They lost 3-2 to Buffalo. Another regulation loss. Another loss where they can't gain any ground on the LA Kings, who are behind them. Another loss closer to losing home ice advantage in the playoffs. Another loss getting closer to the wild card spots here in this playoff race. If the Oilers think that they are a guaranteed team to make the playoffs, oh boy, do we have problems. And once again, the goaltending. Skinner, my man. I get it. Goalies get screened. Goalies get screened. Goalies get screened. That happens. There are players who get in front of the goalie to take away their line of sight. Maybe, and this is just me thinking out loud here, you could disagree with me. Maybe if we prevent teams from shooting with a screen, maybe we just have to make sure that Stuart Skinner has a clear sight line to the puck, a shot from 50 plus feet out, and then, make sure he's set too. Goalies, they can't make a save unless they're set and they can see where the puck is, right? They can't make a save in any other situation. Not for the Oilers, at least. Right? They can't. You just can't make a save unless you are set. You see the puck. It has to be from distance, and no screen in front. Your defenseman nowhere to be found. Just a clean shot. There you go. That's how Edmonton can make a save. Like what the? It's so annoying. It's so annoying. Leon Draisaitl scored again. That's cool. That's awesome, actually. Leon Draisaitl's 47th of the season. Connor McDavid hit 60 assists tonight. 9th straight season with 60 assists. The only other player that's done it more consecutively is Wayne Gretzky. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. But who cares? The team keeps losing in ways that make me not confident at all with this team. This team instills zero confidence in me. If the playoffs were to start right now, hypothetically, if they were to start right now, I legitimately cannot see Edmonton getting past LA in 5 or 6 games. They'd be lucky to get to 7 games in a series against LA right now. Vegas? Yeah, good luck. Good luck winning a game against Vegas, playing like this. Colorado? Dunzo. Minnesota? Dunzo. Maybe. Dallas? You ain't beating Dallas. Who are you beating? Legitimately, who are the Edmonton Oilers beating if the playoffs started today? From either conference. Maybe Calgary. But even then, Calgary's got goaltending. They got Dustin Wolf. Could probably steal a few games. Maybe Vancouver. They still have some goaltending. Lankinen's a pretty good goalie. Who knows? Legitimately, what team is Edmonton beating in the Western Conference right now? That's a great question, isn't it? I'll let you all answer that. I'll let you all answer that one because I don't have the answer. Because as of right now, I don't see the Edmonton Oilers beating anyone. And I legitimately think, and fans are going to be all up in arms when I say this, and they're already up in arms on Twitter because I've already put it out there. It might be time to start looking at the successor to Chris Knoblauch. It legitimately might be time. And it's not just because of tonight. This has been a thing that has been kind of steaming in the background. It's smoldering. The smoke has been there. And it really started to smoke a little bit heavier when Knoblauch called the team fragile. And then he called them fragile for a second time within a week. And then today in the pregame, he talks about playing conservatively. The Oilers get down by 1 goal in this game, and he immediately puts Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid together. Zero faith in the rest of his lineup. After 2 periods today, Jeff Skinner had played 3-4 minutes. Max Jones had played 3.5 minutes. Top heavy on the first half of a back-to-back. And that's another thing. They have to get ready and play tomorrow. As a fan, we're mad today. We're going to be mad all day tomorrow. Imagine they lose tomorrow as well. You lose on the back-to-back here, both games. The Oilers' record on the road has been putrid since the Four Nations. Chris Knobloch's coaching tactics have been putrid since the Four Nations, and there were signs that things were not quite there before the Four Nations. A lot of us chalked it up to illness. A lot of us chalked it up to injuries. And yes, they are missing Matthias Ekholm. That's a big injury. That's a big player that you're trying to, make up ground for. But Jake Wallman has played fine. I think defensively, the team hasn't played that poorly over the last couple of games. But they haven't played great. And the offense, zero offense from anybody, not named McDavid or Draisaitl. It's putrid. There is no offense from anybody. Where is everybody? Where's Ryan Nugent-Hopkins? Where's Vasily Podkolzin? Where's Victor Arvidsson? Where's Connor Brown? Where's Adam Henrique? Where's Kasperi Kapanen? Where's Jeff Skinner? Although Jeff Skinner gets a bit of a pass here because he gets to play once every 10 days. So, it's hard for me to point the finger at him. One mistake and he's benched. He doesn't get to play anymore. I don't even know what else to say, man. We're going to get into some questions from the fans. Of course, this is something that I have been starting to do after every single game. So if you do want to submit questions in the future, just make sure you follow me on Twitter at ahockey1993, and we'll get into some of the fan questions. Boosh Enjoyer says, Knobloch and goaltending killing the team. Not much hope for the playoffs at this point. And I couldn't disagree. Kind of nailed it on the head right now. Yes, you want the offense to score more than 2 goals a game, of course. But you need your goalie to maybe also help you out and make a save every now and then. That would be great too. Zach says, where's the give a shit meter for this team? Heck do I know, man. That is also another terrific question. I have no idea where the give a shit meter is because for the first 40 minutes, they looked like they did not give a shit at all. Nada. No craps to be given. And then it's like in the third period, they went, oh yeah, we should probably try and win a hockey game. You're not going to win a hockey game like that. Queasy asks, why on earth did we put Skinner in net? Because unfortunately for all of us in oil country, that is the starter that Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson put all of their faith into at the trade deadline. And that's him. That's our guy. You're not going to call up Olivier Rodrigue from the AHL because he's been struggling down there. You're not going to call up Colin Delia or Delia, however you say his last name. You're not going to call him up. Backup AHLer, going to come and save the day. Calvin Pickard going to save the day? No, Calvin Pickard's a backup. He'll give you some quality starts here and there, but it is what it is. This is what we have to deal with as fans. This is legitimately what we have to deal with. Joseph Rockstar says, what saves this team? Is it a new coaching strategy, a new coach, depth scoring, goaltending? Why hasn't any of the depth players we brought in working out? Why is McDavid, Draisaitl having to put the team on their back every single night? That is a terrific question for which I wish I had the answer for. Unfortunately, I do not, and I guarantee the coaches also ask themselves that question as well. However, this is really one of the first time in a long time where, depth just isn't there. Guys are producing at historically low rates right now. Part of it is coaching tactics. The Oilers are shooting way too much from the point right now. They're generating way too much from the point. They're not cycling it enough. They're not working it into high danger areas. And their rush attack is non-existent because of how old and slow they are. I wish I had a better answer for you, but that's how it is right now. Golder asks, how long until Nobbs gets the boot, and when do you think he should get the boot? If it's not at the end of this road trip, then, depending how the rest of the road trip goes, I don't know. I think he's gone no matter how far they make it through the playoffs, unless they win a Stanley Cup, to be honest. I have lost faith in this coach. I've lost faith in Chris Knobloch. And I haven't really turned on a coach before like this. Even before Woodcroft got fired, I did not want him fired at all. The last time I really turned against a head coach aggressively was with Dave Tippett. And I had wanted Dave Tippett fired for weeks and weeks and weeks before he finally did get let go. We're at that point with Chris Knobloch. I don't trust the team with him at all. Tyler asks, what is actually going on? Is there a locker room cancer? Has the team lost respect for Knob? I don't think they've lost respect for Knob. I don't think he's technically lost the room. I just think Chris Knobloch's tactics are flawed. I think what he is coaching right now is flawed. I don't think there's a locker room cancer either, but I don't, speculate on that stuff anyways. Usually, unless there's like something, unless there's something that is coming out that you can verify, I don't really get into that stuff. Steven asks, what is happening? And then the Godfather gif of look how they massacred my boy. That's kind of how I feel. Look how Chris Knobloch has massacred this team. They are boring to watch. They are a boring hockey team. They cannot generate offense, and they cannot get a save. Slavic Calzone asks, is this karmic retribution for the Bowman hiring? Not fun to watch at the moment, but happy Bouch is scoring again, I guess. Obviously, there is a lot of things going on outside the Oilers organization. It's well documented, Stan Bowman's history. The hockey gods can be cruel. But for right now, I do not have a comment on that. Erica says, send everyone except McDavid and Draisaitl to another universe. Oh, no. Edmonton's goaltending fell off a cliff like my grades in progression and skating. Oh, no, your grades are going to go up. Unlike the Oilers, I think your grades are going to go up. Daniel says, why Stan? Why get a goalie? Unfortunately, it is too late to get a goalie. Eric says, how do we teach Evan Bouchard that you're not supposed to aim for these? I mean, Bouchard did have a goal today, and for the most part, I thought he played well. That last 10 seconds of the game where his shot attempt did hit the shin pads is frustrating, but again, I don't know, man. That's just how it is. Vincent asked, do you think that the possibility to win the cup is higher with Chris Knobloch or with a new coach? A new coach is my answer. Hockey fan 21 says, I think the season's over. We need to tear it all down. The roster ain't close to being competitive. I'm done with this. I think they have a roster on paper that should be competitive and should be able to do a lot more than they have been. They are not, and I put that on the coaching staff. Six Emperor Tyrannus says, who's better, Glass or Skinner? Maybe time to switch. Glass or Skinner? Maybe time to switch. I'm not sure what you were asking. I don't know. Glass. I'm confused at the question. I'm sorry I can't answer that. If you watch the video, you can clarify it in the comment section. I'll answer it for you. Small says, why can't the Oilers close out a game? They played a great 40, even STUUU. Then all of a sudden, the Devils get 2 goals, one nice shot that I don't think STUUU ever had a realistic shot at, and one you'd want STUUU to see, even with Kulak just standing right in front of him. See, and that's kind of where I differ on the view that the Oilers played a solid 40. I didn't think they played very good in the first 40, like at all. I thought they were... lifeless was the word that I used earlier in the video. And I thought they really ratcheted up their game in the third period. And then, they give up 2 goals on 2 quick shots, and that's the end of the game. I agree. The Oilers do need to do better at boxing players out. They do need to do a better job at preventing those screen shots. But for the love of all that is holy, they need a save. Why is it that 70 other goaltenders in the NHL can get saves from their goalies with traffic, but the Oilers, and the other thing too, crazy to me, as soon as that third goal for New Jersey went in, their second goal of the third period, the millisecond it went into the net, the broadcast team, and Skinner couldn't see that one. Like, you've already analyzed the play before you even know for sure on the replay. The media is doing everything they can to jump to the defense of Stuart Skinner, and they're going to continue to do that. Even if he gives up 5 goals a game for the rest of the season, just watch. Just watch it happen. When is the coach getting fired? Who knows, man? Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be never. They might not fire him, but in my opinion, something's got to give here. The coaching staff is one thing. Obviously, the goaltending is the bigger problem. But when the Oilers were losing last year before they fired Jay Woodcroft, their advanced metrics were incredibly solid. We knew that no matter what they did, if they fired the coach or not, eventually that team was going to turn things around because of how strong their underlying metrics were. Right now, I do not have that confidence because their underlying metrics are not good and they're not getting good goaltending. So this is a big problem here. Because even if you do change the coach out, maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe the team is what they are. Maybe they've just hit that part of the season where because of their age and fatigue and relying on top guys too much, maybe this is it. Maybe what we're watching is the team, and they're going to be a first-round exit. Who knows? Who knows? But that is it from me. I'm going to try and get some rest. I'll record the pregame report before the game tomorrow against the Islanders. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, of course. So make sure you tell someone that you love them. And as always, fight like a kid. Fight like Ben. Let's go, Oilers.